Hello YouTube, this is the Palosrob MaKaElectric rebuttal channel. Thanks for joining me. It's been a couple of months since my last video, simply because MaKaElectric continues to stay underground when it comes to YouTube, surfacing to the top very rarely, because twice last fall I won counterclaims by MaKaElectric with YouTube, reinstating videos he said were not allowed, but under fair use, they were allowed. So he's gone to CamZone, where he has 88 subscribers, a little bit less than the 11,000 he has on his now abandoned pretty much YouTube channel, but sometimes he does come back. And when you have things going on like Trump and Russia and Syria, especially the alleged gassing of these people in Syria a few days ago, he shows up. There he is, talking stupid again. So we'll start off this video with something I would like you to see. And just remember, everything you see, everything you're about to see is fake, staged, and didn't really happen. That person is faking. He's a crisis actor. She's an actor. He's an actor. He's pretending. 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 Really pretending. He's fine. Okay, now, this you really need to understand. This may not be a child. This might not be a little boy. No, this very easily could be a midget or a dwarf, or maybe a pig that somehow has had a prosthesis put on it to look like a human being. But if it is a real little boy, then here's what's happened. When this child was very, very young, the dictator Assad had his people take this young child and kids like him and girls and take them to a special camp where people learn how to be actors. And of course, we all know Syria is so well known for producing great actors of the world. So this event, they rehearsed over and over again until they achieved perfection, where everybody is pretending at the same time and everything is so well orchestrated that something so fake looks real. So this child here, look at his acting abilities. Look how well this child can act. Far beyond Meryl Streep or Jack Nicholson or any of the great actors of our time, or even in history. Just watch this. It's just wonderful. Fake. They're not really washing gas particles off of people, no. That child fake. Okay, really fake. None of this happened. That person's fine. This child, fine. He's going to school tomorrow morning. He's not dead. Jesus Christ. So obviously you know I'm being facetious, right? What you're about to see, well, I'll just play it. Let's get the dum-dum on here. Okay, so MaKa, as well educated as he is and knowledgeable about world events and how things work, he decided to come back to YouTube and make a video, and here is his highly thought out, unbelievably accurate assessment of what you just saw.
Yet we're going to launch 59 Tomahawks into a country that we have no idea who is responsible for this chemical attack, if it even happened. I mean, they're talking about sarin gas. You know, look up the effects of sarin gas on the human body. There's no way people are just walking around with video cameras taking pictures of this and touching these bodies with no gloves on and whatnot. I'd be willing to bet it was all filmed on a stage in Hollywood.
There you go. That's how he wants to get more subscribers. That's how he wants to do it. I'm convinced he doesn't believe a single word he just said. He's a FakeTard. He's in it for the views. He's in it to win it. Now, maybe it isn't sarin gas. Maybe it was chlorine. Doesn't matter. The people you just saw, their respiratory systems are either under great duress or completely destroyed. Like friggin' liquefied. But MaKaE shed the truth on what happened. News broke today. I'll read it. A senior U.S. official says the United States has concluded that Russia knew in advance of Syria's chemical weapons attack last week. The official says a Russian-operated drone flew over a hospital in Syria as victims of the attack were rushing to get treatment. So these people were rushing or being rushed to this hospital for treatment of this gas. Hours after the drone left, a Russian-made fighter jet bombed the hospital in what American officials believe was an attempt to cover up the usage of chemical weapons. Well, thank God for cell phones. People whip them out. Oh, that's another thing MaKaE likes to bring up. How is it possible that people could be there with cell phones videotaping, recording these people suffering? Not understanding that once the attack is over, the gas dissipates. It goes into the air. But it's still on their bodies, particles. That's why they had to be washed off. And we all know, I'm sure you're all sure that Syria has lots of sterile nitrile gloves to give to people in an emergency like that. They could tell the people, wait, we'll come back. We're going to go get some rubber gloves that are sterile and come back to you and save you. Right. Until Monday, U.S. officials had said they weren't sure if the drone was operated by Russia or Syria. The senior official said it wasn't clear who was flying the jet that bombed the hospital. So a lot of ideas it might have been a Syrian jet with a Russian pilot or vice versa. I believe this is going to come out at the UN. We have a new ambassador. Nikki Haley has shown a willingness to break with the Trump administration about Russia and be a little bit more forthcoming than past UN officials, UN ambassadors have been. Here's a little bit more here, if I can make it run.
Continuing coverage of breaking news on Fox News Channel, we learned in the last 5 minutes that U.S. officials have now concluded, according to the reporting of the Associated Press and others, that the Russians knew in advance that the Syrians were going to carry out this chemical weapons strike that left dozens and dozens of people dead, including women and children, as the president described it, babies murdered in their beds and hundreds others injured. It was the reason given by the White House that we launched this strike on an airbase there that hit a number of targets but did not cripple the airbase. They didn't take out the airbase itself. It was being used just hours later. Jennifer Griffin live at the Pentagon. I know that this is information that we've been sort of anticipating. What's being said there?
Well, Shepard, remember on Friday afternoon after the airstrikes, there was a briefing here at the Pentagon with two senior Air Force personnel, commanders, who were describing, and that's where we first learned that the U.S. was investigating whether Russia knew at the time of the chemical weapons strike that they knew that the Syrian Air Force was going to carry this out, whether they were involved more directly in terms of having, we were told on Friday that they had chemical weapons expertise on the...
Okay, so you wait and see. This evidence is going to be presented at the UN right to the Russian diplomats. And of course, they will deny it. I've heard increasingly that what Russia does on the world stage and what they're really saying in the Kremlin are two different things. The warship they have sent to the area where our ships fired those Tomahawk missiles is there for show. Now, Iran and Russia has said, if you attack Syria again, there will be consequences. I don't think the president plans on attacking Syria again unless another gas attack happens or worse. But finally, you have somebody in the White House who really doesn't give a shit what people think. And as he said that night that he launched that attack, he completely changed his life seeing these kids gasping for breath, which of course MaKaE says never happened. So we'll put that aside, continue on with a MaKaE update or two, as I like to call them. If you follow the MaKaElectric rebuttal channel at all, you may be aware that last year, a new channel popped up. Its name was Nintendo Reviews. And its job was to rebut my rebuttal channel, and that's fine. I loved it. I claim this is MaKaElectric in the guise of another channel, another name. MaKaE likes to pretend that he doesn't know this channel you're watching right now exists, but I know he does. I know he watches it all the time. Because he can't believe somebody's actually pushing back against the crap that he says. But you see, since he's vowed not to let me affect him, he can't come on and do a video like you just saw a few minutes ago directly at me or people like me. No, he has to hide under the table and do it a different way. So he developed this thing called Nintendo Reviews. It's not surprising at all, because I know in his videos years ago, around 2008 or 9, he thought it was really interesting to have videos of him playing games in the house he used to own before he lost his business, which he says the government took away from him, but he really screwed up. So he's got Nintendo Reviews here, and what he did was use portions of my video to make points in his video. I'll play a few seconds here. So you can tell it's my computer screen, same one you're watching. Making fun of my views, even though it doesn't matter to me. So you notice there's no talking, there's no voice. You can't let us know that it's MaKaE because we could recognize him. But about 6 weeks ago, I got a private message from MaKaE, Nintendo Reviews, saying that I'm done with you. I've had enough. I'm bored. I'm going to move on. I've made my point. So we'll see if that's true. Or is MaKaE Nintendo Reviews lying again? Will Nintendo Reviews suddenly reappear when saying he was done with me? If that happens, we'll really find out what this channel means to him. Now, the particular video I'm showing you right now is called Butthurt Palosrob Disables Ratings. Again, I tend to disable the thumbs up and down. You know why? And I've said this before, but I'll say it again, because it doesn't matter. It's all horseshit. Whether you put thumbs up or down, it all goes into the same pot. That's why if you notice in many of his videos over the years, when MaKaE was done with his video, he said, subscribe, give thumbs up if you like this video, or if you think it was the worst piece of crap you ever saw, hit thumbs down. He made a point to say that. And I always thought, why? And then I realized it's because it doesn't matter. Well, now I've got a little professional background support for my argument. There is a very good person on YouTube. He goes by the name of Barnacules Nerdgasm. It's a tech show. It's a tech channel. It's very, very good. This man used to work for Microsoft for 15 years. He was one of the people laid off when they picked out at random pretty much who they were going to lay off, and they've done it since. But he's created his own YouTube channel. He currently he's pushing 865,000 subscribers, a few more than MaKaE's 17,000 or 88, depending on whether you want to talk about Camzone or not. So I'm going to let Barnacules talk a bit and tell you how the thumbs up and down really works and why he knows that, how he knows that.
I feel like this video is just a good opportunity for me to tell you guys what's going on, let you know that I found a solution to my fatigue problem. It's just a matter of days before it gets here. And you guys have no idea. I can't wait. And we're going to have a lot of fun together. And if you guys still, after watching this, feel inclined to go down in the comments section and braid me for failing my diet and tell me that I'm a fatty and I'm gonna die and my son's gonna live without a father and I'm just a fat piece of shit, you go right ahead. Because I talked to my buddy over at Google, and every comment that you guys leave down below, good, bad, or otherwise, counts towards engagement. And engagement is good for business because that engagement boosts me higher up in the search rankings so more people find my video. Also, you go right ahead and hit that dislike button because you know what? If you look at the database, and I used to be a database architect, so I know this, guys. The database, likes and dislikes are just added together. They're literally aggregated together in the queries because they count as engagement. Number of likes plus number of dislikes equal the number of people and the percentage of the views that engage the video. YouTube wants people to watch videos that get engaged and have higher engagement percentage. So you hit that dislike button, you're helping me. You don't hit that dislike button, you're technically not helping me, but I guess you'd kind of be getting your point across in the opposite direction. But I know that you're going to want to hit that dislike button if you're an asshole.
There you go. Now you could say, how does he know what he's talking about? He just told you. And if you don't believe him, then maybe think about it for a second. Is it possible this man knows more than you do about how YouTube works? So that's going to be it for now. I'll leave you with a few more scenes of something that is fake and never really happened. How MaKaElectric sleeps at night, I will never, ever know.